Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. Well, hello, one person. Hello, Kay. How are you? Hope weather's nicer up your way than is up this way, i.e., rainier and thunderier. We've heard a few rumbles off in the distance, but that's pretty much it. Get the overhead light on while I think about it. While I can stand up before I seize up solid. Not that it's going to make much difference, but hey ho. So yeah, how's the pet shop license going? Kind of ground to a halt. I'm waiting on the council. I might have to give them a call at some point and chivvy them up a bit. They seem to be dragging their heels on these things. Probably blaming Corona. No rain your way at all. That might have just missed you then. Which way just missed us as well. It's had a little bit of rain, just thunder off in the distance, but it's one of those where that little bit of rain is just going to make it more humid rather than anything worthwhile. But never mind. It's gone out. So yes. Don't really want to start going into the full-on waffle before some people turn up. Yes, otherwise we end up saying the same thing 2 or 3 times. Suffice to say, there was a trip to Taveram Garden Centre today, and and there is a planned trip to Ipswich Garden Centre on Thursday, both of which will result in videos. Am I joining Enrico Stan's Christmas thingy? I'm not, no. Not that I know of. Oh dear, was it a bad advert? Bob? Hello, by the way. Yes, it's notifications coming through. Oh dear. Well, I don't know. The content's fairly grim, so it doesn't surprise me that the adverts are. Hello, lovely Marit. Yes, Mary does get the summer holidays off. So that's why we're going to be rumbling down there. In different news, Mary's daughter Nadine. We start with Adam, if I didn't say last week, because Adam, her son, has done all his courses and is now manager at McDonald's. So well done to him at 21. And Nadine just passed her driving test this last week and got her first proper full paid job. So she starts on Monday. So seems to be going well for everyone else. Not that I'm complaining. Still not sponsored. So what do we get this week? Well, firstly, you may have noticed the breeder box, and if you saw the video, can't remember when I uploaded it. Yeah, we seem to have around about 100 baby bristlenoses in that breeder box. It was actually, what's going on in there? I'm like, fish porn. No eggs yet that I noticed, but they're getting the idea anyway. Hello, Pamela. How are you? Good morning, good evening. And the other thing is I did buy some fishies today. I was a bit naughty. I actually Actually went into a fish shop and came out with fish rather than going in with fish and coming out with money. Apparently that's the way it's supposed to be, but what do I know? So just in here, in the end tank, we have 3 of the Pinoculus macus, or the clown plecos. Hopefully 1 male, 2 females. We did have a good eyeball of their odonticals. That seems to be 1 male, 2 females. Given my eyesight, it don't really help. But yes, we can have a look at it. Well, they're not exactly shiny. Ugh. These ones are pretty much just little orange blobs, if you can even see them, with wriggly little tails on them. Oh, and there is one visible. And just sticking out from under the wood, you can see one of the 3 clown plecos. Oh, and there goes more thundery rumbles. If we do get weird noises or things dropping in and out, it's probably the weather. All fishes are shiny jewels to me. They are. Well, except jewel cichlids, they're evil little bar stewards. Jobs, how you doing? So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what's been occurring this week. Yeah, because I've not sold anything. That tank is now empty. The pleclets there are now down in the tub. That's about the only other thing that's happened. The blue dream shrimp, we've got plenty of those now. They're starting to take off as a colony, so we should be starting to cull and sell those off as well soon. I say soon, within a few months at least anyway. Although given the speed they're growing, it might be more like weeks. You're more than welcome, Kay, if you want some clowny plex. Well, I say the reason I got the 3 was they're going rather cheap at Taverum at the moment. They were clown plecos were cheaper than clown loaches. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not talking big clown loaches either. Just standard 1 to 2 inch clown loaches were £12. Clown plecos were 11. So yeah. So I got 3 for 30 quid. Amanda Panda, how the devil are you? Good morning, sunshine. Yeah, technically it's evening. It's 6 p.m. here. So, and thankfully it's not sunshiny. It's cloudy, rainy. Off to visit Mum in Leicester. Oh dear, no. Well, some things are more important than family. Just saying. Maybe that's why I have no family. That might explain things. Got some small clowns you're growing up to. Yeah. So that is the plan, is to breed and sell. The more I can breed, the more I can sell, the more money I can make, the less work I have to do, is the general theory of the whole thing. I mean, if I could sell £200 worth of fish a week, I wouldn't fish and shrimp a week. I wouldn't have to work. So, although that is a lot of fish and shrimp every week. And that is why I'm not breeding things like guppies and platies. because they're just not worth breeding. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty and they're great live food, but they're just not worth breeding for sale. And again, going to upset any of the guppy specialists, the people who somehow think that some guppies are worth £50 for 3 or $75 or whatever. They're not. They're £3 on a bad day per fish. It's a guppy. They're all the same, just slightly different colours. That's pretty much the way it works over here anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I've found with going around different parts. Oh yeah, because your council, you can't sell, can you? No. So that's why I get lucky. I can sell fish in Breckland. Peekaboo! I see you. Howdy, Bobbit. Yeah, literally in my borough, I suppose you could call it, or district council, you can sell fish to a fish store without a license. If I want to go, I mean, if I lived 2 miles up the road, I'd need a license. Stephen P. Just tobacco. I haven't smoked any of the other for years. And that's purely just a cost thing, because the cost of cigarettes in the UK. And to get pet shop license, you need UV. No, you don't need UV. You just have to demonstrate that they're clean and healthy. And looking at what they, at least on the Breckland site, and looking at what they say is clean and healthy, yeah. Over there, those 6 tanks are all running off of one pump, Mandy. It's an Eheim double outlet thingy, and yeah, I've just got one goes up to a 4-way divider, because they've got the 3-way dividers are more expensive, and yeah, so you can just adjust so you get even flow, and then the other line goes up to the top one. And then every so often Zach will come along and pull the air lines out of the pump, because he likes to do that, even though he is ghosty cat. But yes, literally just try and keep the sponge filters the same and the lengths of the airline the same. And if you've got different sizes and depths of tanks and all that, it gets really, really tricky to set them up. Oh, excuse me. And actually, the air pump that is supplying the sponge filter in here, well, not the sponge, the box filter at the back, there's this breeder box, and the cherry shrimp tank around the corner is also a double outlet, and the camera's gone weird and funky again, like it does. It loses the ability to focus. Yeah, I say, although with the way things are going, imports wise, with the dreaded B word, yeah, I've got a funny feeling that homebred fish are going to become much more sought after when getting them in from the EU. or just Europe, anywhere in general, yeah, it just starts costing a lot more. Then things could get a bit weird. But that's my hope anyway, is that someone actually looks at it and goes, yeah, so a lot of it is down to the lengths of the airlines. Yeah, exactly, because they're coming in from either Europe or Asia, and they're all being hit with the same tariffs and customs delays. The prices of everything's going up, and it's going to get to the point where people are just going to refuse to pay that price. Let's take a guppy, for example. If guppies go up to a $5 per guppy, people ain't going to buy them. Simple as. Heck, if even comic goldfish go up to a $5, no one's going to buy them. There was someone in the shop today moaning at the price of a blue phantom pleco. Well, why is that one 10 times more expensive than that one? The only difference is that one's blue. Yeah, that's the difference. That's a common bristlenose. That's a blue phantom. Completely different fish. Well, they look the same to me apart from the colour. Let me guess, you want it to clean algae for you? Well, yeah, that's what those fish do. Ugh. Yeah, just get a standard bristlenose, mate. And come back in a month and get another one when that one dies. Pretty much how it is. It's as more fish nerdy type people like we are. We tend to keep our fish alive for long periods. 99% of the people who buy fish and put them in a fish tank struggle to keep them alive for a month or two, which is why so many get sold and why it's actually worth being in business. Got a goldfish shortage in the US. Yeah, so I've not seen any wiggle butts. Not ranchus. Wiggle butts, ones with that dorsal fin. I haven't seen any of those for months. It seems to be shrimp over here at the moment. Hi, my fish tank. How are you doing? Yeah, it's weird. I mean, literally my local fish shop store, the only place they're getting shrimp at the moment is out of that 20-litre tanks out there. That's the only place they're getting cherry shrimp or crystal shrimp or any kind of shrimp other than bamboos. And that's because people don't buy bamboo shrimp, so the ones they've got in stock I've had for quite a while. But yeah, it's literally bugger all. And the longer it carries on like that, the more the home hobbyist breeder will come into fruition. Technically, you could, Kay. I mean, if you can get there, just give an address in Attleborough. Call them up first on your mobile, say what you got and what you want to sell. They'll say yay or nay. And you go, okay, I'll bring them in such and such. And I'll go, righty-ho. You fill out a little bit of paper. It's got your name and address. Fake. Phone number. Mobile, so they can't track where it is. Through area code. And then you get your money. yeah, getting there's the problem for me, and it's only 9 mile away. Well, it's 5 mile by the main road, which I could quite happily cycle, but you can't cycle on the main road anymore because someone decided it was dangerous. Yet they still have cycle races on that road. But yeah, so to cycle there, I have to go the back route round, which is 9 mile each way. And I'm old, fat, and broken. Yeah, Norfolk roads, tell me about it. The way we go to Taverham Garden Centre is a single track road with, well, pardon me, verges are 6 inches from the side of the road. And at one point where you're going alongside the river, I'm guessing up that way. Is it the wind? It's going to be the air up that way, isn't it? Yeah, there's literally a concrete block between the side of the road and the river. I mean, a 6-inch thick concrete block just standing there. Road, block, river. Driving, and I was looking out the passenger window going, that river's close. But yeah, it's Norfolk roads for you. Got one of this reader boxes. Yeah, I do like it. It's addresses a lot of the problems or issues I've had with other breeder boxes. The mesh in it is fine enough that small fry can't swim out of it. Holds itself onto the glass nicely, straightens up, having the built-in air supply, so it's got water flow going through it. Yes, they're expensive, but they are kind of worth it. I mean, this is my other hack job. And just on the standard blah blah blahs. Yeah, you can run air and have it running water as well, so it's got flow, but the slots in it are that big that when I first put fish in there, I looked at it the next day to look at all my new baby fish, and they'd all swum out through the slots in the sides. So I had to stick weather meshing over them. Yeah, I say they've looked at all the issues you get with other breeder boxes and fixed them, basically. Yes, they are expensive, but you know, they work. And also with the bottom being solid, especially on this version, and with having that much up the side before you get to mesh, you can actually have substrate in there as well if you want. So I suppose if you had, say, a breeding tank of something like tetras, egg scatterers, you could stick a layer of marbles or something in the bottom, pop your male and female in, and then take them out when they've done the deed, and literally just have that in the main tank. So you're not transferring the fish from different water parameters or anything. They're in the same tank. That's why I like breeder boxes, is you are keeping the babies in the water that they were either born in or spawned in, which has got to be good for them. Yeah, that's just my 2 pence anyway, or my 2 cents, or Phoenix. Trying to cover all the various options of monetary ranges. But yeah. I've got an egg tumbler as well, but I just don't bother using it most of the time. I find sticking an air stone in a breeder box works just as well as having an egg tumbler. And then, oh no, that's exactly what I said, Mandy. Yeah, put marbles up your bottom and then eat about, I don't know, half a ton of Taco Bell, and you can machine gun the neighbours' windows out. Yeah, that would work as well, because you can leave the actual bit the suction cups are on is separate, so you could leave that stuck on the glass, take the box itself off, put it in the bottom of the tank, let the adults get jiggy, and put the box back up again. Yeah, that would work. Good idea. Yes, I do know about Taco Bell. There's a reason I'm never going to eat it. In the state of my guts, if I start eating things like Taco Bell, God help the nation. I'd be sent to live on an island in the middle of the North Sea, all on my own. There'd be a Royal Navy blockade around it, making sure I didn't escape. Where you run from your order. To be fair, most fast food joints are like that, though, really, aren't they? Yeah, that's the reason I try and avoid fast food. So I've had food poisoning too many times. The food I eat is fast food, open packet eat, but not from a fast food place. Try and avoid it if I can. If not, then I go for something normal. Something with as little fruit and veg in it, and no chicken, and definitely no seafood. Definitely no chili that's been in a pot being stirred for 3 weeks. Or the elephant's foot you get in the kebab shop that's had flies on it for about 3 months. Yeah, doner meat. Yeah, no, not going nowhere near that. I just get chips instead. Far safer. Potato and oil, you can't make someone sick with that. Especially when you put the amount of vinegar on them. Teeth. The amount of malt vinegar on them that I do. That much acid's going to kill any bugs. Then I wonder why I sometimes have to have tons. We don't have any brackish tanks. I've not tried it yet, Mandy. Closest I've got to salt water is just tap water, which around here is probably just as hard as brackish. Probably got more salts in it. Yeah. Yeah. It's something that would be cool, but it's, as you may have noticed, more and more of my tanks have gone on to breeding for profit. Sure, I like pretty fish, but I like pretty fish that can breed as well, and that I can then sell the offspring. Ooh, pardon me. Ah, Marco, ciao. How the devil are you? I should know what that is in Italian. Well, at least my Italian's better than my Norwegian. Or Finnish, but then I don't think anyone outside of Finland speaks Finnish. Yeah, I mean, I learned how to speak Scandinavian from the Swedish chef on the Muppets. So it's hurdy-gurdy, floopity-floopity. Now, when I read Norwegian, it looks like it should be an angry-sounding language like German. Don't do that live. My brain is weird. It's just wired up so wrong. It's unreal. They could probably give me a lobotomy and it wouldn't make much difference. I might just be slightly less zombified. Oh, stretch. Ugh. Yeah, that is. I'm going to try and think if there's anything else that's happened this week. Rico, Co. How you doing, sir? Rico Claus. Chicken and rice. Well, I'd eat the rice. Yeah. Get those water changes done, Rico Stan. The little fishies are more important. I just noticed I've got the screen tilted too far forwards, haven't I? Because we can't see the star of the show. There he is. That's better. Almost got a meteor on the head. I hope you found it. It'd be worth quite a bit of money. Just don't pick it up straight away. Let it cool down first. Back to work, but listening. Good to hear. I'm sure you'll pop in with pearls of wisdom, nuggets of knowledge. And one of these days, I might even get around to trying to figure out how to use StreamYard. But hey, given that I struggle enough getting this running, we might give it a miss. Oh, send me a video of it. Cool. Space rocks are awesome. Chunks of mostly iron chondrites hitting the Earth at warp speed. But no, glad it missed you anyway, Marriott. Is the albino? That is a sunshine, and that is a girl. That is Bertie. Let me show you her close up, Marco. So that is Bertie. She's a lovely big tubby girl. And now here's her mate, Spotty, common male. And they're responsible for the 100 or so wrigglers that are in that box. But yeah, she's a weirdo. She eats blackbeard algae. She's done a split spawn this time. Yeah, as I say, Spotty is a good boy. I mean, he's still, bless him, he's still trying to fan the eggs in the cave. but there aren't any eggs in the cave. Nope. And Neverite snail. And dwarf neon rainbow. And the car is. Well, yeah, that's a girl. Oh. Even if I was really bad at sexing bristle noses, yeah, she's a girl. She's, God knows how many pleclets I've had out of her. Many hundreds. Whether it's up to 1,000 yet, I don't know, but I think I'll work it out the other day. It's the way I found for the safety marker, because I'm breeding them to sell them. Obviously, I don't want them all escaping into the tank. So, yeah, A, they're a pig to catch, and B, they get eaten. So yeah, literally on the 4th, 5th day, I persuade the male out of the cave and deposit the wrigglers into a breeder box, so that way it keeps them all safe. Evening, Dan Peep. How the devil art thou? I did mean to comment on your last before one video and go and say, yeah, don't worry, just feed the damn things, about the mosquito larvae, but as you can see, they go down well. They soon vanish. You ain't got to worry about them escaping and hatching and producing thousands of mosquitoes in the house. Yeah, they don't live long enough. Once one goes into a fish tank, it's got a lifespan measurable in seconds generally. Yeah, I just had a brain fart. Forgot I was supposed to be talking. So yeah, that's my routine anyway for bristle noses. And then probably tomorrow I'll pull a little bit of wood out of another tank and drop a piece of wood in there, and probably a Java fern, a baby Java fern. Just A, so they eat the wood, and B, they can then munch on whatever's living on the Java fern as well. And I will also probably drop in the first algae wafer at the same time and get them used to eating them. And then once they're big enough, they come out of there and go into one of these, and they gradually make their way down into that tub there, which is what I sell them out of. And she's got a honking great chunk of driftwood in it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about them. Your bucket or outdoor tub is full of clean rainwater. It's not going to be. They're not going to have parasites, and not any that are going to affect the fish anyway. It might be different if you're collecting them from the wild, or some really nasty green, horrible, stagnant pile. But yeah, clean rainwater. They've probably only been in there a couple of days. No, literally as soon as it fills up with water that night, the gnats, midges, mozzies, whatever you want to call them, will come and in there, and yeah, a couple of days after that, you'll have hundreds or thousands of babies. which you can then feed to your fish, and then they will produce babies, which you can either feed to other fish or you can grow and sell. But as you weren't here, Danny boy, when I did what I got 3 clown plecos for 30 quid. Oh dear. Yeah, it's time to put the old post in the backyard and the chain down. That's the only thing you can do. Just chain them up so they can't get to anything. Yeah, definitely a good school fish tropic. So it's the first time I've seen. Well, it's the first time I've seen clown plecos cheaper than clown loaches. Time to strap on. Yes. Well, be careful mentioning strap-ons around here. Yes. I think there's probably at least one person in the chat who may well have one. Yeah, so most of the times I've seen clown plecos, they're normally £20 or £30 each. So it was one of those, that's the cheapest I've ever seen them. They're in a shop that I trust. Yeah, careful or you'll be getting pegged by Marriott. And yeah, so shop I trust, good price. I filmed a video there today. It's probably going to be god awful because A, it's me doing the video, B, it's a shop on probably their busiest day of the week. So yeah, and I kind of wanted to get it done fairly rapidly because it was bloody hot in there. Yeah, it was rather warm. So by the time I wandered around the fishy section, and yeah, I just wanted to get out. So that will probably be up on the channel this week. There's sections of stuff I don't know anything about. So it's just some of them and them, whatever that is. That's a purple and yellow thing. I'm sure I squashed one of them on the carpet the other night. Yeah, so that'll be later this week, and then on Thursday, Mary and I will be taking a trip down to Scope Aquatics just outside Ipswich, and I'll be doing a shop tour there as well, I assume. I think, what was the guy's name again? No, don't say on his card. That's a lot of use, isn't it? But yeah, I'll be going down there and doing another shop tour visit. But as it's on a Thursday, it should be a bit quieter. Now, I think I actually said it at the start of the video. Is like, yeah, this is a busy shop. There's a lot of people around. I already think I'm weird, so I'm not going to be doing much talking. As you can kind of imagine, wandering around a busy shop that's not full of fish people, as it were. You know, people just having a walk around, and yeah, it always happens. If someone mentions something like strap-ons or whips, then we know where we're going. And don't send me a picture, Marriott. Don't. I don't need to see your dungeon collection. I like to just imagine it. Yeah, excuse me. Oh, that's better. Yeah, the old joints are locking up. The weather's changed, so bits of me are seizing up, locking up, and hurting. But yeah, so there's that. At least I haven't got to figure out some random video to do for the next couple of weeks. Never. Yeah, why am I sitting here waiting for the ping to go off on my phone? So, and everyone who's watching is sitting here waiting to hear my phone go ping as well. So there we go. And so down to scoop. So that'll be, and then hopefully maybe find some more fishies down there. Because I think that 2 bristle noses, 1 panda cory, and 6 glow light danios is not enough stock for a 15-gallon tank. So we're going to be increasing the stocking in there, possibly with a pair of pistos. Depends what we find, and a clown loach. Because it's snail-mageddon around here at the moment for trumpet snails. I don't count them when I take them out now. I take them out and use them, put them in a measuring jug and measure how many mils I get of them. A couple of weeks ago, 200 milliliters, which is 7 fluid ounces of trumpet snails. I fed the birds a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, you know where my head's always at, Marriott. There's always something perverse going on in the background in my head. It's like you got your computer, you got what you're doing now is your main open tabs on the screen, and you got all your other little tabs. Somewhere down there's a weird porn tab. Oh, ain't too elusive or tough for pea puffers. They're not elusive. Mine crawl up the glass. That's generally where I catch them. I just get a little net and just go around the glass and scrape them all off into the net. The baby ones will probably be fine, but when they start getting inch and a half, I wouldn't be trying to feed them. It's not something perverse. Oh, yeah, you're not perverse, are you? No, you're lovely. I mean, you're dumb and mildly brain damaged, but you're lovely. I swear, Donkey has got to be brain damaged. The amount of times it smashed his head into things. I mean, it's no wonder I haven't had any babies. At least 2 of them are brain damaged, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I've not had pea puffers, so on baby trumpet snails would probably be okay, but there's not really much meat in them. Whereas, I'll say the adult ones are bigger than pea puffers, so. I mean, I say the local birds like them anyway. But yeah, the plan is to just get a baby clown loach, put it through quarantine first, and pop it in the flex to clear out the trumpet snails in there. When it's done in there, move it to another tank. Because if I could sell trumpet snails, I would be loaded. Pea puffers, don't see them very often. Only place I really see them regularly is Thetford Garden Centre, and I think they're normally about £6 or £7. Yeah, so it might be the Malaysian trumpets now. The shells are too solid. So with loaches, they literally suck them out of the shell, don't they? But pea puffers have to crunch the shell. Yeah, ramsons have got flimsy shells. Yeah, pea puffers are normally. I think where I normally see them, they're less than a tenner. Certainly less than $10. Although again, they're one of those fish that people buy because they think it's cute and lovely and awesome, and then I don't know how to feed it, or they put it in a tank with a bunch of guppies and it eats everything. Or it's a tank with no plants or anything. It's just got like it's that classic. I don't know about how they are in America, but the classic English fish tank: clown puke gravel, a castle, maybe a fake piece of wood or a fake piece of rock, and then you just put fish in. And maybe some cheap, nasty plastic plants. You just keep putting fish in, and when they die, you put more in. Then when they all die, you take it all out, you bleach it, you put it back together, you fill it back up with water, and then you stick more fish in it. That's pretty much how most people's fish tanks work. Which is why most people don't want to buy expensive fish. Oh no, I mean, I'll admit, when I was a kid, we had the goldfish bowl with the little box filter in there that when the water ain't green, you change the water, which meant you caught the fish, stuck it in a mug, you poured all the water down the sink, you filled the tank or filled the bowl back up with water from the tap, dropped the filter back in, dropped the fish back in. Have I ever bred dwarf gobies like Stiffodons? I've not. That's something that's not too common around here. I actually saw some red spotted gobies today. But yeah, they're cool fish certainly, and something I would like. Just a case of have I got a suitable tank, and what are their parameters, and how do they breed? I'd have to do a lot of research into it. Only breed in brackish. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, Manny's got it right. When a guppy dies, the kids cry. When a discus dies, mum cries. Yeah, but yeah, I'll say when I was a kid, I was pretty sure that goldfish had a lifespan of 2 weeks. Yeah, £6 or £7 does sound about right, Dan. I think that's what I've seen them at. Yeah, they're not expensive. But then things like now what's the one that goes from fresh to brackish? Green spot puffer, or is it the fahaca? I think it's a green spot that goes to brackish. They're cheap as well. But again, that's because people go, wow, a puffer fish and it doesn't need salt water. They buy it and they put it in their tank, and they don't know how to look after it or care for it or what its requirements are, and it dies. Green spots, yeah. Or they keep it alive for a little while, and then it gets to that age where it needs brackish water, and they're not putting it in brackish water, and then it dies. Live in freshwater, breed, and the eggs are taken downstream to salty. So there you go. That's one for Mandy in her brackish. Now it's only breed above 0.18. 0.18, sorry. Let's skip it. Yeah, this is it. As soon as you start putting salt into the equation, it gets really complicated. And let's be honest, most people struggle with the basic water chemistry of fresh water, let alone adding salinity and balancing all that out as well. Which is why saltwater fish are more expensive. A, they're harder to breed and catch and produce and blah, blah, blah. But B, it's to stop people from killing them so regularly. I mean, going back a while to before I even thought about keeping fish, there was Finding Nemo came out, and someone actually put a clownfish in a freshwater tank and wondered why it died. Especially when your salt grinder's full of fish pellets. Yeah, that made my. I do have to make sure to keep that one with the fish food and not accidentally drop it by my armchair, because otherwise that could be some interestingly flavoured chips. Chips with fish pellet. Depends on the species. Yeah, again, with gobies, it's one of those things like plecos. There are probably thousands of different flavors, species. Sorry. So you have to know what fish you're getting. Know that it's actually been labelled up correctly. Because let's be honest, a lot of times things aren't. And you can use that to your advantage. If there's a tank that's marked common pleco and you look in there and it's not common plecos in there, it's a more expensive rare flavour, and you know the person working in the shop doesn't know anything about fish. Okay, can I help you? Yeah, I'd like one of those plecos, those $5.99 ones. They catch it, they put it in the bag, you get to the till, they charge you $5.99. $7 to $12. That's probably not too dissimilar to over here, really. Given the exchange rate, £6 to £7, $7 to $12, it sounds about right. Well, I'm pretty sure our shipping's probably more expensive. I think APC have put their price up now. It's you're paying minimum for £26 shipping, and when you're only buying £10 or £15 worth of fish, it's really not worth it. I mean, generally, if that much shipping, if you're buying enough fish to make it worthwhile paying for that shipping, you're probably getting free shipping. Kind of annoying. Which is weird things. When I got my Blue Dream shrimp from Tropco, they came via standard. They charged me $3.95 for shipping, and I'm pretty sure the box they used probably cost more than that. Yeah, B and C words. Yeah, the B and C words, exactly. I'm just hoping we're not counting back through the alphabet and getting away for Armageddon. But yeah, they've definitely had an effect on everything. Oh yeah, I mean Aussie prices can be ludicrous, but then I think the Aussie dollar doesn't track with like the US dollar or the UK pound. It's I'm not sure what the exchange rate is, but I know it's not good. It's like it used to be when Brits went on holiday to Spain and tried to get, you get your money changed, like however many thousand pesetas to the pound, and everything was dirt cheap. And not so much now they're in the Eurozone. Stiphodon atropurpureus falls into the former group and typically occurs in higher altitude biotope rapidly flowing narrow runs and ripples. Yeah. So chalk streams, as I would call them. Choked on beverage a few times here in some of their prices. Yes. I could probably go through a list of tank prices in the UK that turn your hair white. We see these dollar per gallon sales, and we look at it and go, "You bastards!" And so, literally, these, which are 24 litre, which is what, 6 gallon ish, are £28. Admittedly, that comes with a little filter and a lid, but it's 6 gallon is 28. The 9 gallon flex is 100, 15 gallon flex is 150. But yeah, and just be glad we don't live in Norway. I don't know. It'd have its upsides, Marek. I can think of a couple of very large upsides to being in Norway right now. Evening, Undertaker. Hope you're well. Got a fish room now, so you can blog. Yeah, I never kind of got the blogging thing, but go for it. I'm not that complex. And if I had anything to write, people would not want to read what I wrote. So from what I understand from pictures I've seen, there are some very nice mountains and valleys in Norway. All snowy white and lovely and soft. Before I go down that route, I was going to say rabbit hole. Yeah, let's not get us in away from the perversion. Go down that route. Yes, I know. I am male, therefore sex is always on my mind somewhere. Peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs. Yeah. My brain is really empty today, as you may have realised, even more so than usual. So I've really not done much at all this week. Really not done much at all this week. Been too bloody hot to do anything. Oh, I did go for a walk around the graveyards last night, so that was quite fun. And getting eaten alive by mosquitoes wasn't too much fun, but just going and just cooling down in the evening, nice and quiet, and just see what I could vibe out, as it were. That was good fun. Okie dokie, ciao Marco, enjoy your dinner. Mosquito is not my fault. Yeah, they don't fly that far. I'd just be glad you're not up in the Highlands and you got the midges. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Although next time I'll avoid the children's graveyard, or children's section, because that wasn't fun. But the rest of it was. There was definitely something about. You know, but he's decided to plank upside down. Oh no, you can turn right way up again. You had enough of pooping in your mouth, have you? Yeah, she does that. She'll get on the glass face down and then poop and it goes straight in her mouth. What exactly is the mass? Oh, it depends which mass. Talking this, we've got some Crypt Wendetii and Anubias Nana with another crypt up the back. And the ones behind me is more crypts, Wendetii and Dwarf Agra or Dwarf Sagittaria. But yeah, that's mostly just crypt. Crypt, and this end is Anubias. That's one plant. Well, I bought one and split it up into 2 or 3. And I've pulled out God knows how much of it. I'm going to have to pull some more out, I think, as well, because it's getting a bit out of control again. And the dwarf sage is gradually making its way further and further. Well, actually, the dwarf sage goes as far as there. So, let's be honest, if I tried to pull out all the plants out of there, I would just, just the Crypt Wendetii, I've tried to pull them out and pull all the substrate with them. Get midges, the camp goes here, gets so bad you can't see through them. Yeah, I know that feeling. The problem I have is that for some reason, I don't know why, there's no real reason why they should, that I'm really tasty to midges and mosquitoes. There can be a barbecue, let's say, there could be 20 people there. Nobody else gets bitten. Maybe one person will get bitten once. I'll get nailed 20, 30, 40 times. If I sell the excess plants, technically I could, possibly. But then I'd have to get rock wool and pot them up and and give them what I'd get for them. It's probably not worth it. Generally, all I do with excess is either bin it or chuck a few bits in a random other tanks just to suck up some nitrate. That's about it. On the sharp end of insect delicacies, yes, I am. Always have been. My blood must taste sweet or something like that. Probably the amount of sugar in my diet, but even when I was a kid and I didn't have sugar, because my parents were adamant I was allergic to sugar. Never have been. They just didn't want me energetic. So yeah, even back then, as kids, we'd go playing in the field or whatever. I'd get bitten to pieces. No one else would get. Sell plant. Let's try going through our Facebook. Oh yeah, you can sell plants. Yeah, that's not a problem. But I could. Maybe something to look at in future. Plants take longer to grow than fish do, so insects using me as a giant energy drink. That wouldn't surprise me. But I say even back then when I didn't have sugar. I mean, literally, if I had sweets, they were the sugar-free sweets that came from the health food shop. Now, back when you had to go to one of those weird shops, the health food shop, to get any of your organic, vegan, pulse weirdness. No, back then, back in the 80s, we used to segregate the weirdos. Actually, I mean, some of them weren't too bad, Mandy. I mean, the lemon flavour ones were okay because the sourness of the lemon just overpowered everything else anyway. So, but yeah, these days I can't be dealing with sugar-free. Because sweeteners are just bitter foulness. Oh dear, what's Marriott doing? Because now I have Messenger on my computer. I actually figured it out accidentally, kind of. I've got it wrong because now whenever I turn my computer on, it automatically puts Messenger up. But yes, Marriott's sending me things. Only sugar-free drink, lemonade or citrus. Yeah, this is that effect of the citric acid that just overrides any sweetness. You could stick half a kilo of sugar in there. The bit of the meteor. Very cool. I shall watch that later. Hang on. It might just be my oh god, Dan, I feel so bad for you. Let's have a diet cutting out sugar and carbs, taste and happiness. Yeah. At least they've done it in hot weather. I find it easier in hot weather than in cold weather. Because cold weather, you want stodge. You want heavy food that's going to fill you up and keep you warm. Hot weather, you want light. You don't necessarily want, say, suet dumplings and casserole in 80-degree heat for our American friends, or 30-degree heat for our UK friends. Yeah, I mean, I could probably be okay cutting out some sugar. My problem is caffeine, literally. I mean, I know I can diet and lose weight pretty easily. It's not hard. Just eat less and move more. But nah, caffeine is the problem. I can't drink caffeine-free Diet Coke or Diet Coke or any. Caffeine-free Diet Coke is just brown bitter water. It's like sugar-free energy drinks. What's the point? So you put in the caffeine in, which is to give you the energy, but you need to have something for the caffeine Yeah. So you need to have some sugars or something in there so that the caffeine can actually activate something. Yeah, I'll say it's not bad. It's just willpower and sugar-free battery acid. I think I'd rather drink battery acid, to be honest. Hell, I'd rather drink fish tank water. Hell, I'd rather drink pleco tank water change water. It's about the same colour as caffeine-free Diet Coke. Cold turkey only and yeah, I don't drink K. Game of Serps. Ooh, there, yeah. Fruit is unhealthy. Anything fruit related is bad for you. Yeah, so I just got that point where, you know what, I'm mid-40s, I don't care anymore. I'd rather be fat and happy. Adam's Ale, H2O. Yeah, you got to flavour it with something. I mean, even if they just made like caffeine powder that you could, instead of sugar. So you could get your glass of water and just dump in a teaspoonful of caffeine powder and stir it up, and yeah, that'd be better. Hello, Soxy lady. Oh, here comes another thunderstorm. Oh, that was me, not a thunderstorm. I mean, unless when I burp, lightning comes out my mouth, and if that starts happening, then yeah, autoimmune chronic fatigue. Yeah, my body just runs on caffeine. So, I mean, me without caffeine is basically a corpse. So, yeah, and I have a version of irritable bowel syndrome, without going into details, where if I eat healthy food, I get ill. Hey, Rocco. Rock on, Rocco. How you doing? Get ready to go out of town. I come and say hi and thumbs up. Come on, Rocco. Give us a thumbs down, buddy. More caffeine than most energy drinks. To be fair, I think there are some days where there might be a little bit of blood in my caffeine stream. Stop trying to sell it. Hey, sell away. You might get someone buy it. Now, at least you're not trying to sell me veganism. Yeah, I had to leave on Friday because otherwise I would have just been calling someone out on that stream. Caffeine's starting to make me sleep poorly. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it makes me sad. The answer I found yet, this is going to sound weird, more caffeine. No, it's bad when you can wake up in the middle of the night, down one of those and go back to sleep again. Or you're struggling to get to sleep and you're feeling like, right, you feel like death, but you can't actually fall asleep. And you think, well, maybe if I have a can of energy drink, at least I might be a little bit more conscious. And then you drink the energy drink and then you fall asleep. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Rocco. I should do anyway. I should be around. And yeah, rock on, brother. Yeah, I say literally, if I eat fruit and veg, I get ill. So yeah, I had to eat a bad diet. A specialist gastrointestinal doctor even told me so. Peace and much love. 4-hour drive. Oh, geez. What's that? Corner shop or the other side? It's the other side of the country for me. 4-hour drive. Oh no. I mean, I've got to admit, I'm of an age that I do tend to wake up in the middle of the night, but that's just to go for a pee. Yeah, and what I can do is wake up at silly o'clock in the morning, be up for a few hours, and then pass out again for a few more hours. So it's not unknown at the moment for me to be up from about 5 till 9 and go back to bed until midday. But yeah, I've had insomnia for years. Kind of got used to it. Thankfully, when I've had jobs, I normally do fairly dumbass jobs, so I don't have to use my brain too much. But now I'm getting to that age where things are broken and worn out, and the brain is still working, but the rest of the body isn't. So it'd be kind of nice to have a job where I use my brain instead of my body. So yeah, no prostitution. Hell, I'll make more money selling fish. Christ, I'd make more money panning for gold in the local stream than I would and try to sell my body for cash. How deep are you trying to dig that hole, little Shelley Dwelly? Just reading the word decaf makes me espresso. Yeah. Yeah. Ever consider knitting? This is going to surprise you, yes. I can knit. Well, I used to be able to. I got taught to knit and macrame and crochet when I was a kid. So yeah, I could used to do that. Problem I have now is these are too mangled. Yeah, I used to be able to play guitar. I can't anymore because I've broken my fingers and stuff and whatever too often. My hands just won't do what I want them to. It even makes it tricky building models sometimes. Not necessarily double jointed, more just knackered. Yeah, I'm to the point where that kind of happens. So at least Candy's not here, so she's not going to be sick. But yeah, I've just broken way too many bones, damaged too many ligaments, tendons, all sorts. I don't know. But yeah, my joints have just had it. That's hands, wrists, shoulders, knees, feet, face, skull, ribs, yeah, legs. Trying to think what else have I broken. Yeah, just old and broken, old and worn out. Yeah, pretty much. I think at this point it's just scar tissue that's holding me together. And that is an idea that's been trundling around in the back of my mind for videos. Dumb injuries Sharpe's had. Like a box of factory a box of broken biscuits. Yeah, we get the chocolate bourbon with the custard cream filling, and it's smashed into about 12 pieces. Yeah, that's pretty much my body. I mean, I'm actually sitting straight here. You can see the difference in height in the shoulders. It's But yeah, that's just because this one, I just got to lay down, and if I lay on my right hand side, my right shoulder dislocates. If I lay on my left hand side, now my left shoulder dislocates. So yeah, generally first job in the morning is relocate shoulder. Depending how I sleep, might be relocate hip. And if I do that one where you sleep your feet out the bottom of the bed, and you got the covers up a bit, so your feet are out and you got your feet pointed out straight, yeah, then it just takes a while to get the old Achilles tendons moving again. Yeah, Rico thinks it tastes good. Yeah. Yeah, you get them tanks done, Rico. Tanks and then a hike with the fam. That sounds good to me. So basically, I'm effed. Yeah, I'm effed. My back's had it as well, so, you know. Yeah, feet, yeah. Yeah, but I know I don't taste good. Although people do say that meat marinated in energy drink can taste quite nice, so you never know. Yeah, get them water changes done. Your fishies will love you for it. They may be breeding and multiplication. Unless you forget the dechlorinator. Or drain the tank completely without paying attention, or flood it, or any of the things that go wrong when we're doing water change. Or as I like to think of water changes, we're flushing our fish's toilet. Basically what we're doing. Oh, Robert, that's just brought up a totally grim thought in my... Now, I understand what American biscuits are. I'm going to leave the argument they're not biscuits. But yeah, no. I'm picturing American sausage gravy on biscuits. It's not a good thought. I went too long between water changes and think, oh no, poor little mystery snail. Well, biscuits are biscuits. Biscuits are sweet. Right. Biscuits are things like bourbon creams, digestives, or chocolate digestives, or hobnobs, custard creams, bourbons. Yeah, biscuits are sweet. If it's kind of cakey, bready, and not sweet, it's basically a scone or a scone if you're posh. Savoury biscuits are crackers. Yeah, buttery, flaky bread. Yeah, we just call that bread. But then our bread is bread. Um, no, just for a laugh, sometimes I watch some of the American living in England kind of videos. No, scones are soft and squidgy. If they're crunchy, they're well overcooked or stale. Rock cakes, you don't want to go near. Yeah, it's more compact like a scone, but yeah. Yeah, so one of the things that one of the videos I was talking about watching the other day was they were saying the difference between bread in the UK and bread in the US, where bread in the US is just the thing you put the filling for the sandwich in. Bread in the UK, actually, the bread is part of the taste and the flavour and the experience. Yeah, we have cookies. Cookies are larger biscuits, usually about that big, that are sort of soft and chewy, as it were, rather than crunchy and dip well in tea. And Dan is crying right now. Food is the biggest difference. Yeah, and don't get me started on American cheese. It's not cheese. Chips are crisps. Chips are chips. Crisps are crisps. You got it the wrong way around. It's like you drive on the wrong side of the road. A stale biscuit goes soft, stale cake goes hard. Exactly. I'm not that I've ever experienced a stale biscuit because they come in single serving sizes. So you open the packet and you eat the packet. Or is that just me? I had a caramel aero as a as a munch last night. Just a little one, 100 gram. See you later, Marek. Fist bump to Chris. Don't cheat to win. But anyway, so I was eating this chocolate bar, and just for gits and shiggles, I look on the back, see what the suggested serving size is. 4 chunks. No. I don't know who thinks that's a serving size, but it isn't. 4 chunks is the first mouthful. The rest of the 100 gram bar is the serving size. Same with the 150 or the big bags of crisps. Or you buy something that says serves 8 and you look at it and go, no, that serves 1. You know, all these serving suggestions for what they think is a portion of food, and no. I sit on my butt and do nothing. And see, see, a brown sauce would probably make beans slightly better, but yeah, I just don't eat beans at all. Again, with the no sense of smell, weird sense of taste because of beans have no flavour. So once you get past the sauce, whichever you've got, brown sauce, red sauce, it is just like lumps of undercooked, unsweetened cake mix, floury, nasty. You know, internet drop out. They had a vegan pie. Oh, they're advertising vegan on mine. Oh, damn. Yeah. Spicy and sweet, brown sugar and Cajun. See, brown sugar, Cajun, that sounds good to me. It's just the bean that's the problem. So now if you put that on some mashed potato or some chips or some rice, that'd be lovely. Just not beans. Beans are foul. Even just some pasta. All the things that Dan can't eat on his diet. So sorry, Danny boy. And I've got a bag of algae wafers down here if you want one. I'll keep you regular. Yeah. You see, I'm a simple person when it comes to food. And to me, this is the way I see things, right? Potato is the general source of carbohydrate for most of the Western world. So to me, pasta is Italian potatoes and rice is Asian potatoes. So you can put the same things on them. So rice and gravy works well. I had your first plant-based burger the other week. It wasn't awful. Yeah. I've been fed veggie burgers. Well, I mean, actually, no, they aren't awful. They taste okay. I mean, they're dry as. I mean, you need to put a lot of something like mayonnaise or gravy on them. I got popsicle. I mean, okay, so boxes of popsicles. So, yeah, popsicles or ice lollies, as we call them. Yeah, I'm not got bad teeth as well, so I try and steer clear of anything frozen, even ice cream. But yeah, they're basically just frozen squash, as we call it. Veggie burgers aren't good. Cauliflower rice the other day, they were worse, which is not many. No. Yeah, you see, cauliflower rice is okay, but you need a good, thick, heavy, meaty gravy on it. Basically, so it just tastes like you got lumpy gravy. But then the gravy's got probably more calories than the cauliflower has. So, yeah. Yeah, and I like the way they call it cauliflower rice. Why don't they just call it smushed cauliflower? Because that's all it is. You get cauliflower, you cook it, and then you smush it up with a fork. It's cauliflower rice. No, it's not. Cauliflower rice indicates to me that you've made rice out of cauliflower, which would involve making it into rice-shaped pellets, which they don't. It's like crushed potatoes is just a really lazy, cheap ass way of making mashed potatoes badly and then calling it something else. As they put it through the rice. And it's just smushed cauliflower. And if you're gonna have, you might as well just have mash. Oh jeez. But anyway, enough talk about pleco food. Yes, if I buy a cauliflower, it goes into pleco tubs. I basically just chop it in quarters and chuck a chunk into each tank. Job done. That's them fed for a few days. All this. Oh yeah, bristle noses will quite happily munch cauliflower or broccoli, leaves and stalks and all. Yeah, because they go for the flower head first. By the time they've eaten that, the stalk has softened up enough for them to eat it. Oh, when you think about it, it's just putting vegetables in a fish tank, a tropical fish tank, is basically just putting them in a slow cooker, isn't it? Really, So yeah, none of this. Put it in and take it out after 2 hours. I just chuck it in and leave it. And plecos, I'll bloody eat it. The only problem I have with feeding my plecos things like cauliflowers or zucchini, courgette, cucumber, whatever, it's generally that I have to clean out the filter more regularly. It just fills up with brown, slimy gunk even faster than if I feed them algae wafers. You see, now I'm getting hungry and I'm thinking about, what can I have for tea? I'm trying to think what I've actually got. I think we'll just have a Cornish pasty. Heat it up in the microwave with some cheese melted over the top of it. Proper mature farmhouse cheddar. Have I got any further with fish water ferts? Not really. Sold a couple of bottles, but not enough really to make it worthwhile doing. So I'll probably just can the idea and empty the bottles and forget about it. The adverts had plenty of views, but mostly just people going, I've never heard anything so stupid in all my life. Why would people pay for your rubbish? It's Facebook Marketplace, everything on there is someone's rubbish. So yeah, I'll probably kibosh that idea, because it's kind of getting annoying having a bunch of 2-litre bottles full of fish water just sitting around gathering dust. There's probably about 100 litres of fish water sat there in the kitchen right now. So yeah, might need to top the pond up, so I might well use that. One man's trash is no man's miracle grow. Garden centre or nursery might be interested. Yeah, possibly. Given the amount they're probably going to need. And most garden centres, let's be honest, have their own fish section these days. I know if I worked in a garden centre that had a fish section in there, I would be I'd be using the water change of water each week to water the flowers. Any allotments? There's a couple. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to go up and ask. Considering what you're going to get for it, as the amount of hassle and grief of carting around bottles and bottles of water. Again, I'm not that desperate. Garden centres, no, they probably haven't. Yeah. They probably just the water that comes out of their fish system goes straight down the drain. They don't even think about it. But yeah, if they put it on the plants, it'd do them a world of good. That's for sure. Let's swap it for pleco food. Yeah, that might work. I mean that kilo bag. Yeah. And with that batch there, and then what's looking promising in the other tank. So hopefully Fred and Ginger get it on. As I was certainly looking like it this afternoon. Courgettes. Yeah. Possibly. That might work. Yeah, so Fred and Ginger get it on, then we'll have a batch of super reds with some long fins in there. I hope putting two super reds together produces baby super reds. Because I know putting a common together with a sunshine or a super red just leads to commons, unless one of them's like with Ginger, so she's long fin. So when she was with Spotty, some of the offspring were long fin. But yeah, I'm hoping that they come out super red. Hopefully, we should find out fairly soon. If we suddenly have a whole bunch of orange pleclets zooming about in a breeder box, well, I'll be happy. Because first, I'll get more money for super reds than I'll do for commons. And I get more money for long fins. So hopefully lots of long fin super reds. That'd be good. Although shops probably wouldn't want quite so many, as they probably don't sell anywhere near as many super reds as they do commons. But that might just be because they don't have anyone breeding super reds. Because if I start supplying a shop and then it gets known that this shop has lots of super reds, then they might start selling more of them. My pet, hello my dear, how are you today? With the smileys. And so we have been a bit low on peeps today, but hey, these things happen. People have lives they have to lead. Me, not so much. Him. Trying to think, is there anything else? Anything else to talk about? We've been through new fishies, what we're getting, what's happening. Have not had any weirdness happen at home. I mean, Zach and Shadow have been about, but they've not been doing much. Although with thunderstorms around, that might well energize things, so we might get some more activity. And then that is the ideal, actually catching some proper paranormal activity on camera. Fair to middling then. Yeah, I'm okay. Just everyone else. Just the usual aches and pains of being old and fat and grumpy and broken. And that old injury is starting to flare up. I don't feel my neck as well at the moment because of the weather. It's weird. I can feel the cool breeze coming in across my legs, but then the rest of me is hot. So basically, yes, cool breeze, but the humidity levels have gone through the roof again. enough rain for it to all evaporate and make everything nice and humid, but not enough to cool things down. It's considerably cooler than it has been lately, so I'm not complaining. I may well just have to go and sit out in the garden in the rain in a bit. That's what me and my boy used to do. I'd go sit out there, he'd come out and sit with me. We'd sit there and watch and listen to the rain and the thunderstorm. Until he decided that the storm was getting too close and it was time to come back indoors. Which meant the storm was directly overhead. The only cat I've ever known that will sit on. He used to sit on the shed roof and watch the fireworks whenever there was fireworks night. Or he'd sit there and watch the thunder, or watch the lightning and listen to the thunder until it got too close, and then he'd come running in. I say running, come wandering in the back door. Meow. Wander over, have a play with his catnip sock, get stoned, come and fall asleep on me, normally needing lifting up because he'd get too stoned and wouldn't be able to climb up himself. Stoned cats are funny. He literally just pass out and go for a couple of hours. That's pretty much the only time he could touch his feet. Behave, Shelly Dwellies. Don't go arguing about whose bit of rock that is. Oh dear. I know you've dug a big hole. It's a very impressive hole. So as we've got 10 minutes left, well, 6 minutes left because the clock on my computer is wrong. If anyone's got any questions they were wanting to ask, now will be the perfect time. Because I've completely run out of things to say. I don't know how people can manage to do streams every 5 days a week or whatever without running out of things to talk about. Because my life's really not that interesting that I can have enough to talk about for that long. I mean, I'm getting shiny. You can see the humidity's gone up. I'm starting to sweat. That's also because I'm wearing clothes, and that doesn't usually happen indoors. So roll up if anyone's got anything they want to ask, whichever subject. Oh, we can talk food again now because Dan's left. Come on, roll up. Someone's got to have something they want to know. Some random question. Waffles or pancakes? Gonna go to pepper grinder fish with all the time next week. Yeah, it still works. Still works well, Dan. I'll say if you got a local Lidl, just grab one out of there. They're like $1.29, filled with sea salt. Yeah, feel free to steal the idea, do the video, get 30,000 views. The food, yeah, cloverleaf, yeah, it's good food. I mean, that's literally all the Akaras have been eating the last few months. No, they're fat and happy and full of colour. It's not messed up the water quality. Yeah. I mean, yeah, dependent on the fish you're going to give it to, see if they've got a smaller type of pellet, which I think they probably will have. You know, might pay to drop the guys at Fisherman if you're going to get it from Fisherman Aquatics. Might pay to drop them a line on Messenger or something, and point out you're going to use it in a YouTube video. And you know, you've got however many thousand subscribers now. But waffles or pancakes, again, this is another difference in the UK and the US. Because waffles over here are made out of potato, and pancakes are really, really thin, and well, they're crepes basically. Big one I'll try for the EVA and spotted climbing perch. So what would what we got? Yeah, so I'd go for. I mean, I say they do an African cichlid and they do an American cichlid mix. So, yeah, birds are potato waffles. They're waffly versatile. Yeah, it's basically like mashed potato in a waffle shape. Yeah, and you grill it or fry it or whatever. But yeah, I'll go for them over pancakes because I was never a fan of pancakes, really. You only have them one day a year. Shrove Tuesday with sugar and lemon. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Yeah, potato waffles. Nom 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 nom. Or Dutch or Belgian stroop waffles. They're nice as well. Another reason British culture hasn't been. No, we've been at the top. We've been there. Mr. Degenerate Manifesto. You know, just look up one of the videos on YouTube of all the countries Britain has invaded and or ruled. Yeah, you'd be surprised. The British Empire was the biggest empire the world has ever seen. Yeah, British cuisine, nothing wrong with it. It's designed for our climate. Cuisine, not got. Yeah, I'm misreading. I'm old and crap. Yeah, our cuisine is for our climate. Damp, grey, and generally cold and gloomy. So thick, heavy, and stodgy, which is good. And so if you go Italian food, food from the south of Italy is light and delicate, and food from the north is heavier and stodgier. Well, in the UK, it's just heavy and stodgy, really. Lots of flavour. And you can't go wrong with a steak and kidney pie, mashed potato and gravy. Scotty, Alien World, how the devil art thou? Just in time for the end. Yeah, I mean, going back to that, it is pretty scary when you look at the size of the British Empire it used to be. Yeah, I'll say it's been a long day. I've been awake since what, 4:45 this morning. It's now just gone 8. So, yes, I did have a nap this afternoon with Mary, but just got up at 3 p.m. Jeez, God, you working nights or something? Yeah, the Belgian stroop waffles are rather nice. All chewy and caramelly and yummy. Um, but again, if I buy a pack of them, I sit there and eat the whole pack. It's either 10 or 20. If your day off, so you spend it all in bed. Oh, fair enough. If I could sleep till 3, I would probably, but some days I struggle to sleep till 3 a.m., not 3 p.m. Yeah. Oh, but then, the Belgians also put sprinkles on their fries, which is really weird. Mayonnaise, mayo on chips is awesome. But oh, this is it. Sometimes I wish I could just like sleep a day away, and actually feel better afterwards. Generally, the only times I'll sleep for that length of time is when I'm really ill. They are rather yummy. Anyway, speaking of waffles, I've been waffling away till for 2 hours now. So thank you everyone for showing up and putting up with me. Ugh, throat's going bad now. I need more drink. So yeah, thanks for showing up, turning up, putting up with me. Hope everyone's well, good, sorted. Have a great week. Stay safe. Have a good time. Enjoy your hobby. Get them right. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Like, comment, subscribe. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do.